Hello and welcome to the show. I'm really excited. You know how much I love art because it has the power to evoke a wide range of emotions. An artist, Harold Caudio, channels his emotions onto his canvas. Better yet, he uses his art to speak out and speak up about the issues that impact all of us. You may recall it was in 2012 when Trayvon Martin was shot and killed while he was just walking home. He'd just bought Skittles from a convenience store, and his death moved all of us in a lot of ways. But for Harold, it compelled him to create a portrait of Trayvon Martin made entirely out of Skittles. From there, Harold birthed his art series called The Colored Collection. I'm honored to have Harold Caudio on the show today. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for bringing. It's just breathtaking to see this in person.
Yeah, it's different.
But it hits differently, right? But I love that your story starts with something as heartbreaking as what happened to this young brother, and how you turned it into a movement of your own and an expression that looks like nothing else we've ever seen.
Thank you.
Tell me, what were you doing before with your art?
I started doing art since I was probably 4.
Yeah.
I was drawing on walls and sketching, painting, doing sculpting. And then when the Trayvon Martin incident happened, it's like when I found the passion in that. I knew how to do it.
Yeah.
I knew how to do it, but it was no passion in doing it. And then the Trayvon Martin happened, I was like, I don't want to do marching, I don't want to protest, I want to do a creative type of movement.
So I mean, when we're talking about Skittles, we're talking about candy, right? Which does not have a surface that is something that we think of something that's going to last a long time or adhere well. How did you decide I'm actually going to take the Skittles and turn it into a canvas, a piece that's going to last for a long time? I have to imagine there was some trial and error.
Oh, a lot of trial and error.
Tell me more.
My first piece, my very first Trayvon Martin piece actually melted and bugs was all over it.
Of course.
And ants tore it up. So I was like, I need to figure out how to make this last because I have something here. And I started with nail polish, that didn't work. Mm-hmm. And then I finally got to resin, and that was it was a skill to putting it on too. So,
yeah, right. Because I have to imagine then you have to kind of figure out which kind of resin is going to make it hold and not lose the color and not break and fall apart.
Bingo,
right.
Yep.
So when you said this is it, what did you decide to do next? Like you create this, and it says a lot, right? Mm-hmm. What were you hoping the people who see this would feel?
I never knew how people would receive it. It's how it made me feel. And seeing my son eating Skittles during the time that happened, I was like, Trayvon could have been Tupac. He could have been Young Dolph. He could have been Bob Marley. So I was like, I want to keep that message going that we, people of color, we're sweet and impactful people.
Right.
And I wanted people that have sweet and colorful impact on society and our culture to immortalize them out of Skittles so it can represent that.
And I have to imagine as a father, right, it had to hit in a different kind of way. Your son likes Skittles. So for something to go from a candy that your son enjoys and lots of kids enjoy to something that was symbolic of what happened shortly after Trayvon bought them really had to hit.
Yeah, it was like a sweet innocence thing, it's the innocence of Skittles. Like no matter what we have in our hands, it's like we receive as a threat. I want people to see us as sweet, colorful people.
Yeah, so. I'm looking at these sweet, colorful people in your life as well. When you decide your next piece, how much, do you draw first? How do you decide what colors are going to go where? Because there's a fine art to taking something, you can't manipulate the color of the Skittle, but you can manipulate how it comes across.
Exactly.
How do you do that when you've identified a social movement, an issue, an injustice, and convert that?
It's just like people like you are sweet. What you do is sweet. It's impactful. It colors our community.
Thank you.
So I would see you and I'm just looking at you in the tones, the shadows and stuff. I break it down into colors.
So, okay, I'm going to take the bait on that one. What colors do you see in Skittles when you look at like my face?
I see the same thing I see in Skittles. You're a very, very colorful person. So.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate that. But you've done Nelson Mandela. I mean, how do you decide who you're going to depict next?
It's just, honestly, it's feel like I don't just do anybody or anyone. It's just about the impact that they have on our society and culture. Like, if they have a good message, I just want to keep it going with my art.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about going from something that you did just to speak to your own feelings to getting a call from a representative for Tina Knowles. Like, tell me about that conversation and how did that make you feel?
I kind of tried not to get caught up, but when she hit me up, it was really a bad time when she hit me up. But
What do you mean?
I just lost my mom when she reached out to me. So being at the event, I was there, but I wasn't there mentally. So, but I wanted to be there because my mom was gonna be my plus one. So we kind of put everything on hold. I went to LA and came back, and we had the ceremony for my mom.
Is there any part of you in your faith and your spirituality that made it feel like perhaps mom was still there?
Absolutely.
Still proud?
Absolutely. Yeah. For me to be there with family, I feel like my mom is the reason I'm here today. So
Yeah. It's a beautiful set of life lessons that we get, right?
Absolutely.
You get a call from Tina Knowles, and I have to imagine you want to be excited, but you're mourning your mother. Is that something that's been translated into a piece yet?
I did a piece of my mom, but I want to get into another medium for the actual piece of my mom. Like I want to do it out of diamonds.
Of course you would do diamonds for your mother. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. We're going to continue this conversation because there's still so many more questions. Coming up, you're going to meet visual artist Tyler Clark. She set out to become, get this now, an engineer. That was back in college, but it was her college creations that ended up taking her all the way to high-end galas and major television sets. Her inspiring story and this beautiful work that incorporates hair, all of that's coming up in 2 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.